Judging by the Title, the podcast where we take a movie we've never seen and tell you what we think it's about based just on the title. Then, halfway through the podcast, we break to go watch the movie and then come back to talk about just how wrong we were. Or how right we were. Probably how wrong we were. On this episode, we have novelist and my longtime friend Jack Williams, and we'll be talking about Bird Box. Hey everybody, I am here for our Bird Box episode of Judging by the Title with my longtime friend Jack Williams.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack Williams.
Yeah,
that was
Jack
intro.
is shirtless. Jack is not wearing clothes on the top of
Oh
his
my
body.
god, I thought this was a podcast and it didn't matter. Okay.
It doesn't, but I just want to point out that, like, went on our FaceTime call, because we're recording this while FaceTiming, and I thought Jack was, like, fully nude.
Wow. Oh, right, I mean, I
FaceTime.
guess when you only see my top, you could assume. But no, everybody listening, please imagine me with all the clothes on. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. No, Jack is clothed on the bottom half. Much like reverse Winnie the Pooh. So it's reverse Winnie the Pooh. That's gonna be my rapper name, Reverse Winnie the Pooh.
My god.
Yeah, anyway, so today we are talking about Bird Box. I'm very excited to talk about the movie, the film Bird Box with a good friend Jack, who also has not seen the film.
Well, I should clarify. I saw a little bit of it off somebody's iPad while I was on a plane with no sound, and I kept looking over maybe every 60 seconds and seeing new shit that was happening on the screen. So I have seen sort of some of it, but I still have no idea what it's about.
Okay, that you can use that to contribute to our theorizing about what it's about, but
I will.
Neither of us have seen it. Okay, so let's start. So Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Box.
Yeah.
So there's birds and there's a box.
Okay. Maybe if we take it literally, what do you think the birds are doing in the movie?
They're boxing.
Oh my god.
The birds are. I think you've cracked the code. Okay, so this is a movie about the illegal sport of bird boxing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bird boxing.
And we know that Sandra Bullock's in it. Like,
We
we'll
know
just-
that.
yeah.
I know that Sandra Bullock is in it, and she's stressed out. But Sandra Bullock is stressed out in every movie that she's in, like Gravity. That was kind of stressful. So maybe there's something really stressful about the illegal underground bird boxing ring.
Yeah. No, Sandra Bullock is like the Leonardo da Vinci of stressed out white women. Yeah, she would be stressed out because bird boxing, much like cockfighting, dog fighting, other sports where you make animals fight, must be highly illegal. As we know with what happened to Michael Vick, so she's stressed out because the police are after her because she makes birds fight each other. What kind of birds does she make fight each other, Jack?
I'm imagining like cute little bluebirds, like I don't know.
Yes, and it's like an appeal of seeing these adorable little birds like fight viciously, fight to the death.
I also know from promotionals that she wears a blindfold. Sandra Bullock wears a blindfold sometimes, so maybe it's so stressful that she has to cover her eyes at some point. Like she just can't watch these cute little bluebirds beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, but I mean, she still does it because she's profiting off of it, and like,
Maybe.
yeah,
Maybe.
it's like, or is she being forced to continue being part of the sport of bird boxing?
I don't know. Maybe the blindfold thing is when the police or somebody catch her doing this bird boxing ring thing, and then they tie her to a chair and blindfold her and interrogate her, and that's why she has a blindfold on, because of that.
yeah, so she's being interrogated about her bird boxing ring. Jack, I think the people of this podcast would love it if we did an improvised reenactment of what we think this interrogation scene would look like. Would you like to be the cop or Sandra Bullock?
I'll be the cop.
You'll be the cop. Okay, I am, as a stressed out white lady myself, who would absolutely harm birds if it meant making a lot of money. sorry to all my friends who love birds. I will be Sandra Bullock. Okay, so I'm being interrogated. Imagine I'm blindfolded.
Okay.
I'm blindfolded.
Sandra Bullock, where are the birds? You tell us where the birds are.
They're in the...
They're in
the box! They're in the box!
They're in
the
the
birds
box.
are in the box!
You tell us where the box is, Sandra Bullock. You tell us.
I can't tell you because I can't see.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem, Sandra Bullock.
I can't see. I can't. You coppers trying to shut down my bird boxing ring. I treat my birds well. I made them a bird bath. I feed them the most premium bird seed. I feed them those little peanut butter pine cone things that you buy at the fancy bird stores. And, you know, they're living a better life than the birds in the wild. You coppers just don't understand.
Okay. Well, we found one of these boxes where you keep the birds, and 19 of the 20 birds in there were dead on the floor. So, we're not so sure we believe you. So tell us where the rest of the birds are, and we'll take the blindfold off.
You know, sometimes the birds take a long rest. I know most birds don't hibernate, but these are a very rare species of blue jay. They're taking a nap. They were probably so scared by you that they just went to sleep.
Are you saying they're just sleeping?
They're in a very, very deep sleep. I teach them to meditate. They're in a deep meditative state.
Okay, so we should probably take them out of the freezer.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I'll take you to the birds.
Good.
But can I take off my blindfold?
No. Take my hand, Sandra Bullock.
Oh, it's so sweaty.
Yeah, we don't have any AC here. Sorry about that.
I hate Florida.
Actually, we're in Illinois right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't know where I am anymore. Why did I put the birds in the box and make them box? Anyway, that was a good scene. I think that's the exact dialogue
not bad
that they use. Yeah, I think we nailed it. We got like 6 minutes left to like complete what we think about Bird Box. So like after Sandra Bullock is interrogated, what do we think happens? What do we think happens to her bird boxing ring once she gets busted?
Okay. Well, there's only one thing I remember from seeing when I was next to that person on the plane, and I remember one of Sandra Bullock's friends getting run over by a semi-truck or something like that. So, something related to that. What do you think?
I think that the birds all join together to get revenge on Sandra Bullock, and they all get together and form a humanoid figure made entirely out of bluebirds, and they get in a semi-truck, and they drive that truck
Oh my God.
straight over one of Sandra Bullock's accomplices.
Okay. I saw other cars kind of driving crazy while I was watching the movie too. It's the birds. Free from the boxes and the boxing, driving the cars over their evil overlords.
Yes, like the birds are out of the box. And I think at some point one of the cops, your cop character says, the birds are out of the box now. Right before some guy gets like mauled by like a Mini Cooper being driven by like 200 parakeets.
I thought we were talking about bluebirds. Maybe there's all the birds in on this now.
That's just what Sandra Bullock. That's just her fighting ring. Like the ring of bird boxing like expands greatly. Like, all I know about this movie is that, like, it has to do with some kind of giant world event that happens. And I think that event is the bird boxing ring getting exposed and all of the birds rebelling.
Exactly. Okay. We've got something here.
Yeah, it's really a movie about a people's revolution. Except it's the
birds.
people are birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, except the birds. Yeah.
Bird people. You think they get their rights at the end?
Absolutely not.
So you think it's kind of a, like, tragic ending?
I think it's a tragic ending, and it's about, like, you know, life is suffering, and, like, life as a bird, you're still just gonna be a bird. I think that some of them do escape to, like, some kind of preserve. Like, some of them do escape the system, and get adopted into, like, nice homes where but then they live in cages in those homes, and they almost crave the thrill of boxing.
That's deep.
Yeah. And what happens to Sandra Bullock in the end? Like, does she just go to jail? Does she reform? And
Trying to think. Does Sandra Bullock usually have happy endings?
well, I don't know. I think in general she does, but, you know, I think she has been trying to take some more edgy roles.
I mean,
So it's possible
yeah,
that the birds kill her.
it's possible. I mean, no matter what, if she survives or not, she will go on to yet another very stressful role, because that's Sandra Bullock, perpetually stressed out in stressful situations with birds and boxing and being stuck in space.
Yeah, if the birds were to kill her at the end of this movie, like, how would they kill her? Because she's the big bad. She's the big bad mommy who, like, got all the cute little blue birds into this ring. How did the birds kill Sandra Bullock at the end?
Oh man, there's a lot of ways they could pull it
Yeah.
off. I think their strongest power would be pecking, maybe pecking her eyes out, and then
Pecking.
yeah.
That's why she has to wear the blindfolds
So
for
they
so
don't peck
long.
her eyes out, or they did already peck her eyes out, and she's just covering her eyes so they don't crawl in there and then take her brains and make it worse.
Yeah, I mean, she probably, like, after she gets interrogated, like, she probably, like, hides out, like, she is probably, like, in jail, but she has, like, witness protection, like, she has guards guarding her.
Oh, I remember in the movie it kept cutting back to her, like, in a house with a bunch of other people with blindfolds on. I think they were also, that could have been, like, the witness protection house.
That's the witness protection house for
Yes.
the bird boxing illegal traffickers who
Okay.
are now at risk of their eyes being pecked out by the birds, so they all have to wear blindfolds to keep their eyes from being pecked out.
Okay.
And I think that in lieu of her eyes, one of the birds kills her by, while she's wearing a skirt, flying up her vagina and eating her insides through her vagina.
Wow. That would be a powerful way to offer.
Yeah, it symbolizes like the feminine energy and the birds, and, like, she was like their bird mother, and she births them, but she reverse birthed them because she did harm to them. So now the bird is going to reverse birth itself into her vagina and kill her and eat all her insides.
That seems a fair and just way for her to end then. Yes.
Yeah. I think we fucking nailed it, Dad.
I think we got it. Yeah.
It's absurd how nude you look in the shot you're in right now on FaceTime. I don't know why. It just, like, I keep looking over at you, and I'm like, Jack is nude. Like, I know you're not.
I am not. I'm going to zoom the camera back, and you can see my shorts. Here we go.
There's also an LED light on your side that's, like, changing your torso different colors.
Oh yeah, there's that. I keep forgetting I leave that on.
Okay, so thank you so much for doing this.
No
You're
problem.
a good sport. So we're gonna go watch the Bird Box actual movie, maybe today, maybe another day, and then we're gonna come back and discuss it for you.
All right.
Hey everyone. So we're back. Eliza and Jack.
Hey guys.
Hi, Jack.
What's up?
And we have finished watching Bird Box. So let's read the IMDb description of Bird Box and find out if we were right about our bird boxing story. Okay, here it goes. Okay, so here's the summary. 5 years after, an ominous, unseen presence drives most of society to suicide, a mother and her 2 children make a desperate bid to reach safety. So, just like my last time with Jesse, we fucking nailed it.
We nailed it. You know why we nailed it, though? Because there were birds in a box.
There were birds in a box. We were true about putting the birds
totally right about that.
In the box. And you know what? The entity that makes people commit suicide kind of sounds exactly like birds.
Does it? I wasn't paying attention.
I thought it sounded like birds. Yeah, so obviously, this was not our bird boxing drama. This was a pre-apocalyptic to post-apocalyptic film about a giant entity that makes some people commit suicide and some people just desperately try to make people look at it and say that the entity will cleanse society. So, yeah, that movie was really intense.
Yeah, and before we get any further, I just want to say I was a little disappointed because I was actually expecting this super awesome, really cute coming-of-age story that had gotten raving reviews, and then about 20 minutes into the movie, I realized that that was called Lady Bird, not Bird Box. So, a little let down.
Oh my god!
Though I suppose this is
Lady Bird.
a really
you
cute.
thought it was a cute story
This
about
is
a
a
girl
cute
in
coming of
Sacramento
age story
post
for
9/11. Oh my god! Oh, that is the greatest thing. Oh, that's.
I was also a little
That's the greatest
confused
thing I've ever heard.
because I had heard this really good movie about these monsters that you can't make noise around. And I was expecting that, but then a bunch of people started killing themselves, and I realized that that movie was called A Quiet Place. And
so you thought it was Lady Bird, and then you started watching it, and you thought it was A Quiet Place.
yeah, I was a little off from what I was legitimately expecting from this movie.
Lord. Oh, that's really fantastic. So, it's neither Lady Bird nor A Quiet Place.
No, it's
neither.
It's Bird Box. Yeah.
It's Bird Box. Okay, and I'm gonna be frank in saying that I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was fantastic. What did you think?
Okay, not gonna lie, unpopular opinion. I actually liked it too. I had a couple of gripes with it, but once you suspend disbelief about the weird monster stuff, it's great. It's like...
Is that an unpopular opinion?
Yeah, apparently a lot of people were like, what the fuck is this? Which I totally understand.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really. I'd say this is one of the better apocalyptic movies I've ever seen because it felt fresh. Like, even though a lot of the things are like tropes you'll see in other apocalypse movies, like the band of people banding together in a house and hunkering down, and some of the people turn into monsters and some of the people don't. Like, I still thought it was, because of the initial concept, that it was really unique, and like I loved it. The writing is just so good.
The writing was fantastic. I've heard many people tell me that this is going to be a terrible movie, and I was going into like, all right, I'm prepared to be depressed, prepared to be disappointed, but no, the writing was really solid. It's like they handed a solid writer a somewhat odd idea and went, here, make this a good movie. And then they brought in Sandra Bullock, who's classically stressed out in weird situations.
She was stressed out.
She was stressed out. We got that right.
Usual.
We knew Sandra Bullock would be stressed
Absolutely.
out because of birds and boxes, but also, unseen monsters driving you to suicide.
Yeah.
Another great thing,
Can I
too...
say something?
Yo, go for it.
That's going to make me sound like a terrible person.
What?
When the woman... Okay, so at one point this woman sees the entity that makes people commit suicide, and she walks into a flaming car, and the image of this woman just casually walking into and sitting in a flaming car.
She does it so slowly.
I died laughing. laughing. It was so funny.
Like,
'Cause
if
I
she,
know
like,
it's not real.
ran into
Like,
the car, that would be something completely different. But no, she just very slowly goes, I am going to get into the car. What?
like getting into the flames. Bye bye.
Yeah, I also couldn't help but laugh at some of the suicide moments. Like, just with how they looked. Like, yes, it's tragic that some of these people died, but when, what's her face jumped out of the window towards the end of the movie.
Olympia! Oh, Olympia! Such a beautiful, sweet cinnamon roll of a human. Like, we should clarify that the way that this entity makes people commit suicide is just it makes people like immediately try to kill themselves on the spot in any way possible. So like, if the closest thing to you is like a cookie cutter, you're gonna kill yourself with a cookie cutter.
Or like the
Like,
token gay character who was tied down to a desk chair and then hit his head on the desk or something and died that way.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
him.
the first, the first one in the house to die was the token gay, also the token Asian, because that's how horror movies work. And then when Lil Rel Howery's character, by the way, I was so glad to see him in this movie too. I was glad to see him. I was glad to see Trevante Rhodes, Sandra Bullock, fucking the bald guy whose name I forget.
Wait, who's the guy that
Machine
plays
Gun Kelly?
Sharon from Moonlight? As soon as I saw him, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a good movie."
Trevante Rhodes. That's Trevante Rhodes.
Oh my god, what a hottie!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And Machine Gun Kelly, the blonde guy who like runs away with the girl.
Oh
who's the
yeah.
cop. He is a rapper named Machine Gun Kelly
Oh my
in real life.
god. Oh my god.
Yeah, he has a beef with Eminem. They did a rap beef battle over Labor Day weekend like a year ago. Everyone, including Jack, Google Machine Gun Kelly after this. It will.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Sharon was my favorite part of this movie, though, because I am a huge Moonlight fan. So when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good." Sandra Bullock is gonna get with this beautiful man, and it's gonna make it so worth it.
Yeah, I was happy he survived. I was sad Lil Rel Howery died.
I know. Yeah.
Charlie with the novel. By the way, I think you have something in common with that character in that in the apocalypse, you would absolutely use it for research on a novel.
Yeah, I definitely would. I'd be writing a novel about the
Yeah.
apocalypse if it happened. That'd be me.
Yeah, Jack is a novelist.
Yeah, I write some weird stuff.
Is it okay that I tell the world that?
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Like, it's absolutely not ready yet, just like Charlie's character, but it is going
Just
to
like
happen, and
Charlie's
it's going to
character
have weird
in his
magical
notebook.
pigeons.
It's beautiful. It's truly wonderful. I'm still finishing reading the chapters you sent me. Maybe I'll cut this out. Maybe not. Hey, another thing about this movie is I screamed at the end when I saw that it was directed by a lady. It has a lady director.
Oh, nice! You
And
don't see that a
I was so
lot.
happy. Yeah, Suzanne Bier. Yeah, I was very happy about that. And screenwriter Eric Heiserer, who wrote Arrival, which have you seen
I
Arrival?
haven't, but I've heard good things.
It's good. Yeah, it's like kind of similar. Like not tonally, but like it's also about a major event that consumes the world, and it starts with like stuff being on TV. That wasn't a very good. That's the worst description of Arrival possible. Also, we got to talk about the fact that we're watching this during COVID. I feel like.
Yeah, we do, with the "Don't Go Outside" theme of Bird Box. Yeah, absolutely.
The don't go outside theme, absolutely. And then also, like, there's a moment at the beginning of this film where, like, the start of the mass suicides is on TV, and, like, Sandra Bullock's sister, who's played by Sarah Paulson, who, by the way, I thought they were a lesbian couple until
Yeah,
they
me
revealed that they
too.
were
I
not,
was
and
totally
disappointed.
confused by that.
That was an unfair bait and switch. Like, I feel like we need a short about them living a happy lesbian couple life. But, yeah. But anyway, there's a scene at the beginning where Sarah Paulson says to Sandra Bullock, like, oh shit, like there's this stuff happening on TV with these suicides in Russia. Maybe like you should turn on the news. And Sandra Bullock's like, it's in Russia. And I'm like, hashtag COVID. Like, it's in China. Oh, it's in Italy. Oh, it's in Oregon. Shit.
Right. Hey, that thing that was happening in China, it's here now. So let's run. Let's get inside.
It's like that happened fast.
Right.
Yeah, like let's run. Let's get inside.
Speaking
Like,
of
Wash your hands.
Speaking of things moving around the globe, and I just want to talk about where these things came from. Like, it's never addressed. Like, do we have theories on this?
Same.
Yeah.
I would tell you the actual end of the movie, but I don't want to spoil it. But we can tell you that they don't really address what this entity is.
Right. Yeah. That's why we're still kind of lost here. Like, I want to know.
There's a moment where Lil Ray Howery's character, like, talks about, like, there's creatures from all sorts of different cultures that are, fableized to, like, drive people to suicide and make, like, children appear as, like, lobsters or whatever.
Right,
and I guess it was implied that this creature was some kind of mythical being.
Like a demon, yeah. Like demons.
Like a demon, but, like, aliens or...
I'm voting aliens because they arrived in one location very quickly and then spread across the globe. Like, think of it. It's a conquest of the planet. It would make total sense.
You're so right. And, like, what's that makes a lot of sense. And then what is, like, the difference between the people for whom it makes them commit suicide and the people for whom it, like, it makes them want to look at the thing.
Yeah.
Because that intrigued me, too. Like, I want to know is it, like, a psychological difference in people? And, like, when the guy came in and said, like, oh, like, the people from the mental institution were saying they saw it, I was like, oh, is it just going to be, like, the crazy people think that it's
the crazy people can
beautiful,
see it and become its disciples, in a way. What kind of mental illnesses, though?
I don't know. I feel like it's still left up in the air. Like, it might be... I had a theory, like, early in the movie. It's, like, people who are depressed and suicidal, they see it as beautiful, but people who aren't depressed and suicidal, who haven't had to cope with those thoughts, become suicidal. And maybe, like, that's a thing, but, like, it's never addressed.
I was wondering what would happen if it came across somebody who was depressed and suicidal, like... Well, I mean, I don't know. They probably just die like everybody else. I don't know. Oh. Yeah. Or not. Like you're saying, like if they've experienced these thoughts, they're just like, nah, I know what this is.
I also have another theory, is that it was the birds, and it was part of a grand warfare of bird species. Because the birds know when it's there. The birds in the box know when it's there. What if there are species of birds that are enchanted and have dark magic and can form this thing? They've just chosen not to because they haven't had a reason to in the past. But then they get into a war with the smaller bird species and the good bird species that have good magic, not dark magic. And they engage in war by, like, killing off all the humans who provide lots of food for the birds and... Yeah, maybe it's domesticated birds are on the human side, and then all the wild birds are on the dark magic birds side. And the dark magic birds are the ones that are making the humans kill themselves. I just think the entity, when it's portrayed in the movie and they play the sound, I think it really sounds like birds.
Well, I think that would fall in line with our bird fighting ring theory from last time, you know? I think that falls perfectly in line.
Exactly.
I think we had it.
It's not bird fighting, but it's birds fighting. Yeah.
Exactly.
And aliens, you see, this is the difference. Again, like, if you listened to Jesse's episode, listeners, you'll know that the difference between Jesse and I is that he is an intellectual and I am not. And I think this is the same thing where, like, Jack, an intellectual, is like, logically, it would be aliens.
Nah.
And then I'm like, bird magic.
I don't know, there's some logic
I think aliens...
bird magic, just not, normal logic.
Yes, it's Eliza Logic. Eliza Logic should be the name of this podcast. I think it's going to be a theory throughout much of it. Do you have anything else to add, Jack, about Bird Box? Any other thoughts?
I do want to bring up the children, boy and girl, and how great a mother Sandra Bullock is to boy and girl.
Okay, she had 5 years to name them. She could have been,
she had a lot of time to think about it. I don't know why she was struggling.
Okay, and then at the end, when she finally gives okay, I don't want to give it away, but, like, she does give the children's names at some point, and Olympia told her to name her daughter Ella. Ella.
Cinderella.
But then at the
Ella
end,
for short.
she gives Cinderella, but then at the end, she gives girl the name Olympia. It's like, bitch, Sandra Bullock.
I mean,
like, she didn't want you to name her daughter after her.
It's not like
She wanted you to
it's
name
not
her
like
Ella.
Olivia's gonna know. It's not like girl's gonna know. Like Sandra Bullock can take that
That's
secret
true.
to her grave.
She just reveals it on her grave. You were supposed to be Cinderella, and then Ella's like, "What's Cinderella? I don't have normal cultural references."
Also, more spoilers. Sorry, but Chiron actually does die? ? We think. I don't know if it was ambiguous or not. I blinked and kind of spaced out. And then
In that blink, okay, spoiler. In that blink, he shoots himself.
oh, okay, so he is totally dead.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
was one of the
he's
last
bye-bye.
people to die, so like it kind of counts as his surviving. He lived for like a good amount of time. Sandra Bullock had lots of time to bone Chiron, so it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, she had 5 years of beautiful love with Sharon, and then he dies.
That hurt.
Aw.
That really hurt me.
That was the worst death, because it was like, oh, they actually like knew each other,
I know.
and like, yeah,
He's just such a beautiful human. Like,
I
what
didn't
a-
care about
what a loss of
bald
life.
guy.
oh yeah, bald guy. Yeah.
What is bald guy? John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
That's bald guy.
Yeah. He played a good John Malkovich character.
Well, I think that all we know is that those birds were definitely in that box.
They were. And we were right. They were in the box.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch it. Watch it during COVID. Be scared of how many similarities there are to life right now, and join the club.
And
See it, watch it, look
look at it.
take a look.
Look at it. Or conversely, don't leave your house without a blindfold. Stay safe from the pandemic.
Words to live by. Yay, you made it through episode 2. If you liked that, please follow us on Spotify, or you can subscribe to the Judging by the Title YouTube channel. Alright, see you next time.